I guess it would help if I hit the button that says go live. Sorry, guys. I could see myself on the screen, but I couldn't. I don't know. Hopefully that fixed it. Can you see me and hear me, hopefully? I hope so. Okay, good. All right. Thank you. Sorry, I'm still getting used to all this. I'm not a tech person at all. Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry. I forgot to hit the go live button. I had scheduled it, like you can schedule it for a certain time. And I scheduled it, and so I thought it automatically went live, but apparently it doesn't. I hope this sounds okay. Because I'm using my microphone and my camera again, like last time. So, good morning, everybody. So glad that you could join us, Becky. And I don't know if my mom will be in the chat, but Becky will be in the chat. So you guys can chat with them as well. If you ask me any questions and I miss it, just ask again because I'm not ignoring you. I just missed it. But good morning, everyone. I'm so happy you're here. This is the first time that you've been able to make the live podcast. Yay! I'm going to be looking back and forth between my computer so I can see the comments and like at you guys. So I'm sorry if I'm looking away sometimes, but that's why. Good morning. There's Becky. All right, so I hope you're all doing well. I woke up this morning and it was for the first, well, we've had a few days of good weather as far as like, because here in Florida, it's very humid, even into now, it's very humid. But today it was so nice outside. It's not cool yet, but it's not as humid. So it feels really nice. And there's a nice breeze coming through. So I was very excited about we call it cooler weather, but it's really not cool. It's still like in the 80s. But at least if the humidity goes down, it's not as bad. So it starts to feel a little bit like fall for us when the humidity goes away. I mean, I'll take what I can get, right? Because the humidity here and the heat is just, in the summertime especially, unbearable. But the rest of the year, it's beautiful in Florida. It's just June, July, and August and September that are bad. But the rest of the year is great. So I've got my coffee in my Care Bears mug. Isn't that cute? Becky got that for me for Christmas one year. Maybe last year. I don't know. But I love it. I needed coffee this morning because I was like, I needed like a jolt. So how's the weather for you guys? I want to hear it because I need to be jealous of all the cold weather. 40 degrees in Michigan. Oh, that sounds amazing. Got my latest order just before you went live, and wow, the sparkles on Stark Raven Matte are insane. Love it. Yay! Yeah, our new old Stellina base is so good, especially on Stark Raven Matte because you can really see it pop on that Stellina. Rained this morning and expected off and on all day. That's nice and cozy, Chris. Unless you have plans to go somewhere, then not so much. But if you're just being cozy in the house, then the rain is nice. 62 in South Carolina. That's nice. Gina, got my pink Wicked yarn yesterday, both colors. OMG love. Yeah, we when we packed your order, we were like, ooh, this all looks so pretty together. All those pinks that you got, Gina. I'm so glad that you love it. I just saw your post on Instagram, Gina, too, where you made a pink sweater, and I was like, she loves her pink. It was very cute what you made. Beautiful colors right now. Yeah, I want to see some fall colors. I love that mug. Yeah, it did come from Cracker Barrel. That's right. Cracker Barrel has the cutest mugs. So cute. It was 38 this morning when I got up. Oh, I'm jealous. Finally cooler and raining in Kansas today. Yeah, it has not rained here. My grass is like brown. It has not rained here in a long time, which is, I mean, I guess typical for when the weather turns here. High 30s. Oh, that's nice. 35. Oh, Northeast PA. My coffee's in my Scooby-Doo mug, and I'm patiently waiting for the Scooby-Doo mystery set. Yes, speaking of that, I'll talk about that in just a second. 43 in Utah with lots of sun. That sounds beautiful. Just being cozy in the house, so great. Yes, I love the rain. Oh, me too. 62 sounds nice. Laura, 49. Yeah, Becky does not like the cold. I do, but I have my limits, but I'd rather be cold than hot. Not her, though. Beautiful autumn colors in Northwest Michigan, peak season. Yes. Oh, yeah. October, especially towards the end of October, it is peak season. There's a few trees around here. I guess they're maple trees. Most of our trees around here are like oak trees, and they don't really turn at all. The leaves fall off and they die and they don't turn like orange or red or anything for oak trees, the ones here. But some people's yards have these pretty maple trees, and they actually turn colors. And I'm like, wow, I need some maple trees in my yard. I was thinking I may use it for Ice Maker by Elizabeth Smith. I'll have to look up that pattern. Is it a sweater? Camping in Virginia mountains. Ooh, that sounds exciting. Nighttime temperatures are in the 30s. Daytime temperatures are in the 50s. That's perfect. I went camping one time. See, we have to go camping here if we want the weather to be cool. I think it was like February when we went camping here one time. This was a long time ago. And it was very cold because January and February are our super cold months. And it was so nice. But yeah, isn't that crazy? We have to go camping in January and February to enjoy the cool weather. That's ridiculous. Anybody else would be snowed in their tent. Celebrate the fall. I love your Off to See the Wizard I received yesterday. Going to use it in my jelly roll blanket. Ooh, that's exciting. Yes, Ice Maker is a tee, but there are instructions for making it long sleeves. I'll have to look that up. I'm going to write that down. Okay, so let me tell you about Scooby. Who did you say that was by? Elizabeth Smith. I'm going to look that up. So, our Scooby-Doo mystery set will be, if you pre-ordered that, then yours is shipping out. Well, we're going to pack them up today, but they won't ship out until Monday. So you'll be getting it this week coming up. So exciting. I mean, if you live here in the United States, you'll get yours this week. If we had anybody international, then you probably won't get it this week, but should be right in time for Halloween. Which, I know Scooby's not necessarily a Halloween theme, but it's kind of that spooky vibe that they have. Mother loved camping at the beach, but it was always cold and damp at night. Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool to camp. I guess it would depend on the beach, but I think that would be fun. All right, so be on the lookout for Scooby-Doo. I do have another exciting announcement that if you follow us on Instagram, we teased it in our stories last night that so normally we do our mystery sets every like 2 months, 2 to 3 months, I think, because we don't want to do it back to back every month because we're also adding in other yarn as well. So we stagger it basically. I think we do like 4 a year, but every once in a while we add in an extra one. And since we didn't do a Christmas, or since we didn't do an Advent this year, and we had wanted to, but we just couldn't get it together. But we thought it would be fun to offer a bonus mystery set, and it will be Christmas themed. So the theme is the Nutcracker. Let me see if I can get the picture. Well, I'll just show you on my phone. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but let me see if I can, because I want you to see the beautiful artwork that Becky made. So that is the theme. I don't know if you can see that, but it's the Nutcracker, and it's going to be a mystery yarn and needle stopper set. I will say that the needle stoppers are going to be very limited, because, you know, this wasn't a planned thing. This was a last minute like bonus that we wanted to add. So we are limiting the needle stopper sets. But so if you are kind of on the fence about things and you want the needle stoppers, you may want to just go ahead and order. Otherwise, I don't know how long they'll last, in other words. So, but that's going to go up today. At noon Eastern time. So it's the Nutcracker. It will ship out the last week of November, which, let's look at the calendar. The 25th, we always try to do like the 25th and the 25th just to keep it consistent for us. So the 25th of November is a Tuesday. So we'll try to get it done like the beginning of that week. That way you have it in time for December 1st if you wanted to cast on with, you know, some kind of Christmas, Advent, you know, whatever socks. But isn't that such beautiful art? So this is the inspiration picture for it. It's going to be gorgeous. We're so excited about it. So that's the big exciting news. We love the Nutcracker theme, and it's just very nostalgic and vintage looking, and I think you guys are going to really love it. No, you didn't design the artwork, but you designed this inspiration picture. The artwork, we purchased the artwork. So, okay, so that is going up today. The only other thing that I'm going to talk a little bit about some yarn that we have in the shop. And then so last week when we added our shop update with the Wicked sets and the Wizard of Oz and Stranger Things, we had ordered Stranger Things needle stoppers, which I'm going to show you because they're super cute, but they didn't get here in time. So, we're going to add these in today. We probably won't wait till noon to add these in, just because they don't have anything to do with the mystery. So we'll just add these in when we're done here. But these are okay. So you might be thinking that looks like a flower, right? But they're actually the Demogorgon, which is a creature he's the bad guy in the Stranger Things show. So if you're a Stranger Things fan, then you'll know what these are. So those will be added into the shop today to go with the Stranger Things yarn, which I actually have some. Let me grab it to show you because it's so pretty. Sorry if that's making a bunch of noise. What do we have? So we only made this on our SANIBEL base as singles and sock sets, which is our fingering weight. So this is Stranger Things, or well, sorry, this is called Upside Down, but it's Stranger Things inspired. So that would be your set if you wanted to get those together. Isn't that cute together? I have a swatch of it too, actually. The ends are not woven in, but here's the crochet swatch. And here is the knit swatch. Isn't that so pretty? I love how it turned out. It's so moody and spooky. So we have that available. And then we have the Wicked collection. Let me show all of that to you. We have sock sets. Sorry, not sock sets, mini sets with the pink and the green. I don't know what bases these are all available on because some of the bases have sold out. And like I know that the Wicked sock sets sold out. So I'm just showing you like sort of a mix of things, but not everything is available on all the bases. This is Good Witch and Wicked Witch. These were all inspired by the Wicked movie. Here's Stark Raven Mad on Stellina, Linda. This is what she was talking about earlier when she said that Stellina base is so sparkly. So we have Stark Raven Mad. We have it on multiple bases, I think. And then, oh, we do have some Wicked sock sets left, but I think they're just DK. We only have a couple left too. These are 2 50-gram skeins and 2 20-gram minis. And then we have Elixir and Popular, which were our tonals. Again, I don't know what bases these are available on. I didn't check, but Becky and I were talking this morning and she said not everything's available on all the bases. So just check through our listings and see what we have left. So that's our Wicked collection. Looks so pretty all together. And then our Wizard of Oz, or Off to See the Wizard. Hang on a second. So this is Off to See the Wizard. We have sock set with a green mini, or you can get it as a single. So pretty. I love this colorway. That one looks like this in a swatch. I didn't get to show these last week. Or did I? I can't remember. I have no brain these days, guys, because of my iron problems. So that's what Off to See the Wizard looks like. And these are not swatches, but these give you an idea of what the Wicked colorways look like. Good Witch and Wicked Witch. All right. And then the very last thing that we have, our new bamboo linen base, we called it our BOCA base. The Sea Oats colorway sold out, but we have a couple of denim left and rose gold left. I don't think there's that much of this left yet. So if you would like to get to try our new BOCA base, it's 70% bamboo, 30% linen, and it's fingering weight. So those two colors are left. All right, I think that is it for yarn. Let me double check. Yes, I think so. You love the Nutcracker theme. Yes, it's very exciting. We were like, oh, that would be a pretty advent, but we decided to do it as a sock set for now. But maybe in the future it could be an advent. Looking forward to upside down on the Amelia base. Yes. At some point, we will bring that colorway out on all of our bases, the upside down. But yeah, and it'll look gorgeous on Amelia. I love that Stellina Stark Raven Mad. I need to make a Musselburgh hat out of it. Yes, that would be beautiful. I'd love to see a ruby slipper Stellina to go with the wizard. Yes, that would be so gorgeous. We will have a red. I don't know if it's like a ruby red, but we will have a red in our Christmas collection. So it'll be on Stellina. It would probably go with Off to See the Wizard. I did show Wizard last week. Okay. Yeah, I can't ever remember because not only are we just so busy, but I'm doing my iron infusions right now, and I just had my second one yesterday and 2 of 3. I have to go back next week and do my last one. So I'm just kind of all over the place these days. All right. I'm going to show you some whips. And let's see. What else do I have? Give me just a second. Let me look at my notes on my phone. So I did okay. I did finish my bamboo wedding shawl, the one that I'm making out of the bamboo linen, but it's not blocked yet and the ends aren't woven in. So I'll show it on the next like regular episode. I don't even have it over here with me, but I did finish it, and I did end up using the 2 skeins, and I think I could have gone a little longer with it, but I'm happy with it being the 2 skeins. Any longer, and I think it would have almost been too long. So I had said all along I was only going to use the 2 skeins, and that, so that's what I did. Good morning from Northern California. Love your lives. So looking forward to the Nutcracker Mystery set. Love your yarn. Good morning. Yeah, you guys seem excited about the Nutcracker. Hope you're feeling better, Kim. I'm still tired all the time because of my iron issues, but and they take a little while the infusions take a little while to get like, I guess, into your system and make you start feeling better. So I'm just kind of all over the place right now. What is this? A tarot card reader? Told my cousin. I think this is a spam person. Let's get them out of here. Delete. Oh, put user in timeout. I can do that. Hello from Canada. Hello, Carolyn. Good morning. That's exciting. From Canada. We get people from all over the place, which is so fun. All right, so I actually need your help with something because I'm trying to decide what I want to do. Why is this person fan user? Okay. Sorry, I had to ban somebody. I think it worked, but I don't know. So ridiculous. Are you still shipping to Canada? Yes. As far as I know, we're still doing that. Hello from North Carolina. Hello, Mel. Okay, so this is what I need help with. So this blanket is a blanket from when Olivia was a baby. Her grandmother, her dad's mom, knit this for her. And she doesn't really speak English because her dad's family is from Lebanon. And I mean, she does speak a little bit, but not enough for me to be able to like talk to her about a knitting pattern. So I guess I could talk to Olivia's aunt, her dad's brother, or her dad's sister, and see if she could translate for me, maybe to find out if she had a pattern. But as you can see here, the blanket has come apart. So I was thinking about taking this yarn apart and like reknitting it. Or maybe should I send it to his mom, Olivia's grandmother, and she can redo it? Like, would she be offended if I did it myself? I don't know. I'm not very close with her because she lives in Lebanon and she doesn't speak English very well. So like we I don't know. Maybe I'll ask Olivia to ask her. Oh, well, I didn't want to ask Olivia because Becky, how do I get rid of this person? I know you can only let people comment who are subscribed, but I don't know how to do that. So I'm sorry that those comments keep coming up. It's so annoying. Anyway, so my dilemma is I was thinking about ripping this out and reknitting it. But then I'm like, I don't have a pattern. And then I was like, well, maybe I could just find a pattern that's close to this. It looks like it's acrylic yarn and maybe worsted weight, or maybe I would say probably worsted or DK. Actually, it looks like probably worsted weight because you can see it's pretty thick there. So she's got a hole here, and also there's this mess going on here. I mean, this blanket's 22 years old because it was from when Olivia was a baby. So I don't know what to do. What do you guys think? Should I just rip it out or like, frog it, I guess you would call that, and try to redo it? Or should I just try? Well, the reason why I didn't want to ask Olivia to ask her grandma is because I wanted it to be a surprise, because she was very upset that this blanket got messed up. And I told her, I was like, well, I'll try to fix it, but I knew I wouldn't be able to just repair it because of that giant mess here. So I have to figure something out with that. I don't know what to do. What do you guys think? From Louisiana. Wow, you guys are all over the place. Block them for now. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Good morning, Gloria. You're new to the channel. Well, welcome. Looks good to be 20 years old. Yeah, I mean, she was born in 2002, so I mean, it's held up very well, except for the last couple years. I don't even know how this happened. She just brought it to me one day and was like, Mom, look at my blanket. Like, the fact that you still use this blanket is so cute. But I don't know. So I did find a blanket that was similar to this in like design almost. And I just happened to be looking at a pattern, like a designer. It's called the Snowberry blanket. It's by CJ Design. I'm going to put the link here to it in the comments. Let's see. Frog it, find a similar pattern, knit it, and surprise her. The blanket will still be made with the yarn her grandmother gave her. That's true. I think that's originally what I wanted to do with it. I'm terrible about fixing rips like that. I'd frog and reknit. Oh yeah, I definitely don't think it could be repaired at this point and look good. So this snowberry blanket, it let me see if I can pull it up here. I think the problem with this blanket though is that it's like a chunky blanket, so I'd have to redo some numbers with it. But you guys tell me if you think that this, sorry, I'm just trying to close the ads. Let me zoom in a little bit. Does that, I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well, but it has the grids, like those sort of boxes looking things. Let's see. Oh, well, here you can kind of see it pretty good. Like, obviously I wouldn't do the stripes. I would just use the yarn that, this yellow yarn. But it kind of has those same grids, the boxes, which it looks to me just like knits and purls. That's all it is knits and purls. And then like a border of garter. So I think it would be easy to figure out. Yeah, I think it's very similar too. Maybe you could frog and reknit, and maybe her grandma could knit her a new one. She would love that. That way you're not sending yarn back and forth between countries. Yes, that's true. I didn't think about that. And who knows if it would even make it there. And okay. Can you count the stitches in the original blanket and reknit it at the original size? Yes, that's a good idea. The snowberry blanket looks really close to me. I think so too. I think it's probably the same type of whatever this stitch is, whatever this design, it looks very, very similar to it. So maybe if because it's a free pattern on this blog. So maybe I could at least just look at what the stitch pattern is. It looks like maybe some rows are just straight knitting, and then some rows look almost like knit 3 purl 1 maybe. And then it's probably just purling on the back because you're going back across. And then there's one row that's like all purls. So I'm going to look at that pattern that I showed you, the snowberry, and see if it'll at least give me a guide. And it may not be exact like this, but it'll be pretty similar, I think. But that's a good idea, Shelly, to count the stitches. I would definitely want to get it as close to this as possible. You think you'd try to sew it back together and maybe make a similar one from you? I mean, I just don't know if that's possible with all this mess going on. I guess anything can be somewhat repaired. But so there's this big section of mess, and then there's, like, look at this. I don't even know how I would fix this that's been pulled out so far. Oh, and look, this yarn's like broken. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to probably have to just frog it and redo it. Because there's another area here that's a big old mess. I don't know. I'm going to let my mom look at it. She's like the magician with stuff like this and see what she thinks. But And then I'm thinking it'll probably have to be redone. So I don't know. Talk to Olivia about it. Our old blankies mean so much, even when they're ripped. That's true. Well, she brought it to me and asked if I could fix it, and I told her I would look at it. But I haven't told her my frogging it idea. So I think you're probably right. I should ask her and then make a decision. But I'm thinking it needs to be completely redone. That yellow is such a happy color. No wonder Olivia loves it. Yeah, she likes yellow. It's very pretty. I don't know if we knew if Olivia was a boy or a girl at this point when she made this. That might be why she made yellow. But plus, it's just such a beautiful color. She likes it a lot. Maybe her grandmother could make her new an M3 BTS yarn. That's a good idea, Becky. Maybe next time Olivia goes to Lebanon, I could send her with some yarn and see what her grandma could do. That's a great idea. Okay, so thank you guys for all of that advice. I want to fix it for her, but I don't want it, I want it to, I don't think her grandma would be offended one bit if I ripped it out and redid it. She'd probably think that was cool that I could do that. I don't know. You're a sweetheart to do this for her. She will love just having her grandma's yarn in a blanket. Yeah. I have one that is in tatters from about 50 years ago. Can't bear to let it go. Yeah, we all love our blankies. That's for sure. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody's comment. I wouldn't mind making that snowberry blanket like the way it was with the stripes, because that was really cute. Okay, so I do have some whips to show you. I'm not going to show you all my whips because that would be a lot, but I did want to show you some progress on my socks because I finished one of them. Let me grab a blocker. This is our Mum's the Word colorway. Look how pretty. And this pattern is the what is it called? Lemon top socks? Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, this is the lemon top socks by Kate Jones. And what I did was I did a little pop of the pink and the gold are the minis that came with the sock set. So I did a little pop of color at the top with the pink. And then I made the heel in gold. And then I did another little pop of color at the bottom with the gold. Sorry, I'm trying to get a good angle so you can see it. And then I did the toe in the pink. I thought that looked cute with the gold at the bottom too. That is not in the pattern. That's just me being extra. So, because I wanted that color to be in there. So have I started the second one? I don't think I've started the second one yet. No, I have not. So, but this is our Mum's the Word colorway. We have some sock sets left in the shop. Not very many, but we do have a few. And I think we have this on some other bases as well. So I really like this pattern. I was worried about you not being able to see the design since the colorway is variegated, but I think you can see it pretty good. You definitely can't see it as well as if you were using a tonal yarn, but it's not just about the look to me, it's about this texture. It's very squishy. So even if your yarn, you can't see the swirly texture very much, you can still feel it. So if you have a variegated yarn that you want to use for this, I think it would still work. I really love this colorway. It's so pretty and it's so fall. I would do the pattern with the yellow yarn and the contrast because some of the yellow yarn is compromised. Yeah, I thought about that too. I won't be able to make it exactly the same size because I'm going to have to cut some of that yarn. You're right. So it may have to be a little bit smaller or something. I don't know yet. Those are so cute. Love the color, pop of color at the toes. Yeah, I really, I did this on, when I came out with the Saber Socks pattern, I did that where I did the little stripe at the bottom. And I just think it kind of, I don't know, it just looks so cute. It distinguishes the toe. And then this little pop of color at the top, I think Crazy Sock Lady got me doing that because she was doing the little pop of color at the top and I thought that looked really cute. So that's where I'm at with that. I have not started the second sock, so I will be getting on that soon so I don't get second sock syndrome. Although usually I don't. Once I get started on the second sock, I'm fine, but starting it is usually my problem. Do you guys get second sock syndrome if you make socks? Sometimes I do, but I try to at least get the second sock going, so I'm much more likely to pick it up. All right, my next project is in this bag. This is a bag from, oh goodness, Delightful Works. She is on Etsy, I believe. Isn't that so pretty? I love it. That looks like an easy to read knit. Count stitches, reknit. My kids still have their blanket from 50 years ago, so I understand your predicament. Oh, yeah, I think it looks pretty easy to do. She's talking about the blanket. I think that looks pretty easy to do. Beautiful mum's the word. Yeah, that colorway is so pretty, and it's so perfect for fall. All right, so this is my Musselburgh hat. And I'm using our Night Divine colorway. And this is where I'm at so far. I'll tell you what I'm doing with these colors in a second. Isn't that so pretty? All right, so the Musselburgh hat is like a beanie style type hat. Looks like that. And you basically knit a long tube and then you fold up one side into the other when you're done and you have like a double thick hat basically. So she gives you instructions in the pattern. I'm not going to show you numbers because this is a paid for pattern, but I will show you the schematic. This is what it looks like basically. And so you could actually make it, she's got like A, B, C, and D. So what I'm doing is both of the big sections I'm going to make in the Night Divine colorway. And then for these two sections, I'm using the two minis that went with the sock set, which are this blue and this purpley color. So that no matter which way I fold it, like this, you'll have a blue brim or a purple brim. And on the bottom half of the sheet, if you purchase this pattern, she gives you the numbers on how far to knit to start your second color, or if you want it to look like it's just very specific on how you want to customize it, which I love that she did that in the pattern. This is a pattern by Isolde Teague, which I don't know if I'm saying that right, but this is what it looks like. It's a pretty popular hat pattern. I've made a bunch of them. So anyway, so I finished the purple brim and now I'm starting on the blue brim here. And then I'll go back to the Night Divine colorway for the second half of the hat. I think that's going to be very pretty. I've gotten quite a bit done on it because last time I showed it, I was like right here. So I've gotten all of that done since I showed it last. This Night Divine color is so pretty. I did alternate the skeins. I thought about doing this. So I split the skein in half. I told you guys this last time because I wasn't sure how it would pool. So I split the skeins in half and I'm alternating the skeins by doing it helical knitting. And I thought about for the second half, only using one skein because you're not going to see both fabrics at the same time when you're wearing the hat, so it wouldn't look funny. But I thought it would be cool to see the difference between the helical knitting versus the non-helical knitting. So I was thinking about trying that because I think it would be a cool comparison. I do that sometimes with things, like with my socks too. I try two different socks with different techniques to see what they look like. So that's what I'm thinking about with that one. I usually knit my socks both at the same time, or I definitely have second sock syndrome. Yeah, I've tried that before, and that definitely helps, I feel like, knitting them, like casting on and knitting two different socks at the same time. I've done that before. But then I usually end up just knitting on one sock and finishing it. But at least you've already started the second one. See, that's the thing. If I at least had it started, I feel like I would pick it up more. Love Crazy Sock Lady. Me too. We love her. She's so sweet. Your muscle burra hat is coming out gorgeous. I should cast another one on. I love it because it's so relaxing to work on. It's just knitting in the round once you get through your increases, and it really shows off colorways very nicely because it's just straight stockinette. I love the Night Divine color. We do too. I can't wait to cast on second sock. You can't wait? Yeah, I get excited about it too, but then sometimes I'm like, especially if I've got other things that I want to work on, then I'm like, ooh, I get distracted. Will you offer Night Divine again in December? Not likely. Well, we have Night Divine. Do we have any Night Divine in the shop? I don't know if we do. Let's see. It may have sold out. We have DK. Oh, no, we have some. We have this sock set in the shop. We have DK sock sets, and we have fingering weight sock sets, and we have one Surrey. This is gorgeous on Surrey, by the way. So we have the sock sets available in fingering and DK. Someone had asked if we were going to bring back the Night Divine mini set, and I don't think we're going to this year, just because of timing. So we will bring it back in the future, but the minis that I'm making the scarf with that I've shown before, that we will probably not bring back. Someone had asked me about that. I like to do 9 inches, then 6 in a 2x2 ribbon. Oh, yes, for the brim. That's a good idea to do it with the ribbing, because then you get like a stretchy brim. That's a good idea. Very good. I love the muscle burra hat. I've never tried to do the different colors. Yeah, I don't think I've done it that way either. I know you can use various size needles with the muscle burra hat. Yes, you can. Oh, let me look and see what I'm using. I'm doing one now, my first one, using size 4. Can you share what sizes you use? Yes, let me look. Okay, let's see. I'm using ChowGoo. So when I cast on, I've talked about this a little bit. When I cast on, I don't do the fancy pinhole cast on. I just cast on like regular because I find it too fiddly to try the other one. And I'm using a 3mm needle. So when I cast on and do the increases, I do it with the 32-inch needle, and I just do it like magic loop when you're doing your increases at the beginning. And then once I get to my designated stitch count based on my gauge, it's all based on your gauge. So it's depending on the size yarn you're using and the size needles that you're using, you get to a point where you check your gauge and then you look at the chart in the pattern and she'll tell you, okay, knit to this many stitches. And then, you know, for that size you're making, I'm making the adult medium. So then when I get past the increases and I'm just knitting in the round, I switch to the 16-inch needles. And that's a 3mm, which is a US 2.5. My nativity needle stoppers. We'll have these back in our winter update, which will be in just a few weeks. I think it's 2 weeks away or 3 weeks away. I think 3 weeks away. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yes, November 15th is our winter collection. And I will do a whole video all about it because it's exciting. All right, so I think I've said everything about that hat. I do both socks on the same needles at the same time. They're identical and done at the same time. I have done that before. I don't know how I feel about it. I didn't love it, but I also haven't tried it in a long time. I think like when I first started learning how to make socks, I tried it 2 at a time, like on the same needles, and I don't think I liked it, but I would be willing to try that again because I agree they're done at the same time. That's nice. I have a Musselburgh. Everybody's making Musselburgh hats. They're popular. Ooh, with fairy ring in the MCN, and it is luscious. That sounds fabulous. I don't know if I've ever used our coquina base for a hat, but I mean, that would make sense because it's super soft. We do have it in the shop, yes. I like that ribbing idea too. Yeah, me too. That's a good idea. She was saying, what she's saying is that when she gets to the color change area, this where your brim is, she does a 2x2 ribbing here to make it a nice stretchy brim. Natalie's also making her first Musselburgh hat, and she's using size 2 needles. Yeah, I mean, and that's the great thing about being able to pick your needle size. It's whatever you're comfortable with. If you're a tight knitter or a loose knitter, like I love that she bases it on your gauge because then your hat's never going to be too big or too small. I followed all your advice from last episode and it worked well for starting my hat. Thanks to all who encouraged me. Yay! I'm glad it worked. Yeah, I don't do all the crazy cast-ons. I just do regular. I use a 3mm needle for the Musselburgh hat also. Yeah, I like the fabric that mine created with that size. I usually use size 3 needles with fingering weight yarn. Yeah. All right. So that's that one. And then I have one more project to show you. So you guys are going to be like, wow, you changed your mind already. So last episode, when I think it was the live, I was talking about my Leap of Faith yarn advent calendar that I got last year, and I wanted to start a project with it. So I had settled on a pattern called the Fantastic Fauna Cowl, which I love, and I will definitely still use that pattern. But on the live, I don't remember. On the last episode, I realized when I was looking at the pattern that that pattern only uses 12 minis instead of 24, and I wanted a pattern that I could use all of them with. So rather than rather than, sorry, I just realized that good morning was still on there. Rather than try to modify the pattern and fit all 24 in to that one, I was like, I'm just going to find, there's a million patterns out there that use 24 minis. So I went pattern hunting, and I knew that Kay Jones has several patterns that use advent calendars. I also looked at Amba O'Brien because she has beautiful advent patterns. But I settled on one from Kay Jones called, and it's a blanket. So I went from a cowl to a blanket, which is totally fine because I was open to whatever. So I settled on a pattern called Quadrophenia. And you won't be able to tell much from this picture, of course, because it's in black and white. But it's basically a, how do I even explain what this is? It's a, she calls it a quadrant style construction. Using triangles, basically. And so you make these panels. There's 4 different panels, and then you seam it together at the end. So she came out with this a few years ago. So you may already know what this is if you follow her from the Bakery Bears. I was trying to find a picture where it's all laid out. I don't know. It's square. It ends up being a square blanket. And this uses all 24 minis. So but what it doesn't use is a main color. So I had already, this was the main color of my Leap of Faith Advent. And I had already caked it up because I was like, that other pattern, the cowl, used a main color. So, but I'll use it for something. It would make a pretty Musselburgh hat, to be honest with you, like a pretty Christmas hat because it's red and green. Or socks or something. I don't know. I'm not worried about the fact that I already caked it up. It's no big deal. So anyway, so I started this and I am on, I think, the 3rd color so far, day 3. So here's where I'm at. Let me make sure I'm on the right side. So here's where I'm at. I just started day 3. This was the Leap of Faith calendar from last year called In God's Garden, and it was based on plants and flowers that are from like biblical times. So this first one was, oh Lord, I would, of course, not remember the numbers. I mean, the names. It's things like, I don't know. I like to know the names of the colors when people show them. So number 1 is flax. Look like that. And then number 2 is black cumin. So I'm thinking that they're probably going to, I mean, I already know what all the colors look like. So I'm hoping that each quadrant will like have a similar color scheme. I think that would be very pretty. I'm hoping it ends up that way. But if not, I'm just letting it do its thing, all 24 colors. This is day 3 that I'm just putting in now. So I'm glad I switched it because I really did want to use all 24 colors. And I will find different yarn to use for that other cowl because I really liked the idea of that cowl. So that's where I'm at so far. It's been really fun. The transition between colors, I love the way that she has it in the pattern. I don't know if you'll be able to see that texture there, but there's a little bit of stuff you do there. I don't want to say what it is, but it's just a little bit of transition to where you mix the 2 colors together and it transitions into the next one. So that's the Quadrophenia blanket. And she says it's very easy to take this project on the go with you, even though it's a blanket, because you're only knitting one panel at a time. So you'll get your first panel of 6 colors. And then, so you could, when you're done with that panel, take it out of your project bag and add the next panel's colors in. So this is a very easy on the go project, even though it's a blanket, which I thought was kind of cool. I love that periwinkle color. Me too. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. Pretty blanket. Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Sorry to backtrack. That's okay. Can someone tell me if you go back to magic loop when decreasing your Musselburgh hat? Yeah, that's what I do. I go, because once you get down to like a certain, like the smaller stitch numbers, your count, you can't really do it in the round anymore. You have to switch back to magic loop, or I guess you could use DPNs if you wanted to. I love the blanket so far. That will be beautiful with all the colors of the flowers. I thought so too. I'm so excited about it. It's like all I've been wanting to work on, but I'm like, I can't neglect my other projects. But I'm obsessed. I love that blanket. I have an advent from last year, and I used the main color from Musselburgh. I've been trying to find something that would use the 24 minis. Well, there you go. So she does have some other patterns that use the 24 minis. I think she has, I'm talking about Kay Jones. She has a cowl and something else. I can't remember, but I settled on this one because I thought this showcases, and it's basically like garter. So it's, other than when you're switching, I mean, you're increasing and stuff, but other than when you're switching colors, it's so relaxing because it's just garter. And it shows off the yarn so beautifully. And I think that's why I liked it so much, because I was like, I have to pick something that's going to really showcase this yarn. So I'm very excited about it. Like, that's all I've been wanting to work on. So this is, Amba O'Brien also has good patterns, but hers are because like my go-go throw that I made was Amba O'Brien. And she has great advent patterns, and I mean, I'm sure not all of them are complicated, but the one I had picked was lace work, and it was very complicated. So while it's beautiful and I love it, it was definitely more of a challenge, I guess I would say. Not even that it was difficult, it just was very time consuming, and it wasn't as relaxing as this one has been so far. Your Advent project is stunning. Thank you. I'm very excited about it. So I think I first saw, I saw somebody make it either last year or the year before. And I thought, oh, that was so pretty. And I had it saved. And then when I went back and looked at all of her patterns, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that one. And it was like meant to be. All right. So what else do I have to talk to you about? We're coming up on, or we're already at an hour. So I'll probably go ahead and end things. So I don't think next week I'm going to do a podcast because we are in the middle of trying to get ready for our winter collection. Like I was saying, it's coming out on November 15th. So the following weekend, which would be the 8th, I will put, or maybe I'll probably put it up on the 8th because that gives you a full week to do your window shopping wish lists before we put up our winter collection on the 15th. So next week there won't be a podcast. I'm going to skip a week so I can try to get everything finished up that we're doing. And then the next episode will be the preview, and I'll do wish lists and all that stuff. Kay Jones has a shawl pattern that uses an advent. Oh yeah, the My Reading shawl. Oh, that's a good idea. Shelly's going to use weathered wood for the main color. So I've actually made the My Reading shawl. I did not use it as an advent, or I did not use an advent with it. I'll show you that sometime. I'll pull that out. I was just looking at it the other day. It was the one that I made that was like the beach fade, where it was like from the sand into the water. That was a while back. But that one is a DK weight, and I think you hold the minis together and then you alternate with a contrast color. So that would look really pretty with weathered wood as your contrast throughout with the minis. I love these live podcasts. Thanks so much for doing them when you can. Yeah, I like it too. I love chatting with you guys. It's fun. And it helps connect with you guys without necessarily doing a podcast. I mean, I know this is a podcast, but it's like, you know, more fun podcast. And it helps me because I can chat with you through comments, but it's more fun to chat with you live, I think. All right, so immediately in just a few minutes, I guess, we will be putting up the Nutcracker Mystery. Those will ship the last week of November, and it'll be the sock set and optional needle stoppers that you can add to it. You're going to want the needle stoppers because they're super cute if you use needle stoppers. Other than that, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Make sure you're following us on Instagram and join our Mermakers Facebook group. Make sure you're subscribed here, and because we'll be posting all about our Christmas and winter collection. And if you ever have any questions, you can always leave us a comment or send us a message or an email. Email is actually best. If you do order the mystery today, if you order anything with it, it won't get sent out separately. So try to do your pre-orders always separately than if you order something in the shop, because it gets confusing for us to try to hold things, and then that messes up inventory and all that stuff. So if you're going to order the mystery, it's separating the orders is always best. Helps us to be less confused. And then you get your other stuff sooner if you want anything else with it. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I hope you have a great next couple of weeks. I will see you again soon. If you ever have any questions, just let us know. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.